What's happening, guys? It's Bharat Nagpal for iGain.in, and today we have an exclusive unboxing of the new Motorola Moto E. Now, this device just got delivered to us, and it's priced at rupees 6,999 in the Indian market, or roughly 120 US dollars and 89 euros. So let's go ahead and unbox this. I have the black color over here, so I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to cut through the box real quick and see what all is inside. You can see very minimalistic sort of packaging over here. Some detail on the back of the box. You can see some of the specifications over here. You can see that you have stock Google apps preloaded, and then you have the general information on one side, but that's about it. A very simplistic box for the Moto E. Now, the first thing inside the box is the device itself. You can see we have the black color over here. I'm going to put it to the side and see what all else is inside. So you do get a hands-free kit in the Indian version, which is nice. You also get a wall charger, which is not a USB cable separately. So this wall charger is attached and you don't get a separate cable for data syncing. And then you have a bunch of documentation in there, as well as Hindi documentation. So I guess this is going to be a mass market product when you get Hindi documentation inside a box. So depending on what country you are in, I'm guessing you'll get localized booklets over there, which is good. So that's everything from the box. I'm going to get the box to the side. I'm going to quickly power on and do an overview of the device. So let's get rid of this packaging from the front. Got a bit left over there. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the new Motorola Moto E. You can see over at the front here, you have the front-facing speaker or the earpiece, and then you have the QHD display, which is a 4.3-inch QHD display. You do have the front-facing speaker at the bottom here as well. On the bottom of the device is a micro USB charging data syncing port. On the right of the device is the power button and the volume rockers, which are easy to reach as well. On the top here is a 3.5mm headphone jack, as well as a secondary noise cancellation microphone, and nothing on the left of the device. On the back is the 5-megapixel camera along with the Motorola logo that we have seen in the past, which is sort of depressed. There's a place for you to keep your index finger on there as well. So really nice. The back panel is soft to touch and you can remove it. Once you remove the back panel, you'll be able to see the battery area over here, and you do have two SIM card slots that will take in nano SIM cards over here, and then you have a micro SD card expansion slot. Both of these are GSM SIM card slots, and you can add a 32GB micro SD card in there. Let's go ahead and power this on and see what the UI and all looks like, although we've already seen all of that. While it's powering on, we can tell you that it runs a Qualcomm Snapdragon 200 CPU, which is a dual-core CPU. You also get 1GB of RAM on the inside. So this is what the main screen looks like. Now, I don't like this wallpaper, so I can go into wallpapers and I can switch to I like this guy. So this is the Motorola Moto E wallpaper. Nice. So I can switch to that. I'm going to go over here and you can see lots of notifications over here for Motorola's device. I'm going to go into brightness real quick and bring it down a notch so that it's slightly more visible to you guys. If I bring in the settings over here, I've got a notification over there. So if I jump into About Device, you'll be able to see that we're running KitKat out of the box 4.4.2, and we have the latest kernel as well. So if I go back here, you'll be able to see that it's the April 25th kernel, which is nice. So that is a slightly newer variant of Android on there. So you can see we also have FM radio pre-built, and you can go into the FM radio over here. You can search for frequencies, etc. Once you plug in your headphones, you'll be able to do that, but the device does come with an FM radio, which is good for a lot of people. You also get a Motorola Migrate application, which helps you migrate from your previous device, whether it's an Android or an iOS device. You also get this Motorola Moto Assist application that helps you To get a good night's sleep, you can set it up and sleep peacefully, and it'll only remind you or it'll only disturb you if you get like VIP phone calls from really important people like your wife or your boss. The rest of the time you will not be disturbed and your calls will be silenced. The Moto Alert application needs to be downloaded from the Play Store, I believe. So if I go into here and if I search for Moto, there you go. So I can see the Motorola update, Motorola Alert update. I'm going to go ahead with that. I'm going to update that. So I should be able to see the app now. I still don't see it. That's strange. Either way, so this is what it looks like. Maybe the app needs to be updated. I don't know. I can't search for it. You also get Google Now, and you can of course search for Google Now, and you can say, "Okay, Google," and search for things. If you want to do that, you can make phone calls, set calendar alerts, set a timer, etc. So that's cool. The only thing that is preloaded is WeChat and Quick Office on the Indian version. Everything else is mostly stock. So you get a stock Android experience, more or less out of the box. The display is fantastic. Actually, the viewing angles are excellent, and I can't stress on how nice this display looks, despite the fact that it is a plain QHD display, a 4.3-inch QHD display. So with respect to that, I'm pretty happy with that. If you look at the camera application, it's more or less, again, stock camera application, and they're not stressing on the camera so much because it's a very average camera and you don't even have focus on this. So it is a fixed focus camera, which is a 5-megapixel camera. You can set exposure and all of that, so you can control exposure, all of those settings using the camera. But that's about it. Like, you don't get focus capabilities, and they're not really stressing on that. So they're saying that we'll give you a camera, but not anything more than that. Let's see if we can let's watch a trailer. So it seems to be working really well, and it seems to be really responsive, really performance-oriented device, despite the fact that it's a really budget device. You can really pinch in and pan around, which is great actually. I'm pretty happy with the overall experience. Even though the display is not that high res, you can see that the display looks really sharp. It's a very sharp display. It has pretty good viewing angles. It does seem to dim out on the camera, but it's not actually like that in reality. So we have pretty decent viewing angles on this display. The device is fairly fat, it's fairly hefty, but that's thanks to the nice build quality. We have Gorilla Glass 3 on the front-facing speakers that are really loud. The back is soft to touch, and you can see no fingerprints over here, as well as this is also smudge-free or smudge resistant. So despite the fact that I've been tapping on it, touching on it, no fingerprints over there as well. So fantastic device from Motorola for a price of ₹6,999. Stay tuned for our updates, and we'll be back with a full review of the Motorola Moto E. Thank you guys for watching.